Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Monday, January 12th, 2024. Lance Brock here with you talking pro wrestling on this Monday morning episode of GNWF. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Whether last night you watched the very exciting, very close Puppy Bowl with Team Rough getting the win over Team Fluff, or even if you watched that silly little football game that was last night. Well, one good thing though, I heard that Stone Cold was in a commercial, and also current WWE superstar Jade Cargill was in a Mountain Dew commercial as well. But on today's episode, what I want to get into first is, since I am a day behind, yesterday morning I was talking about AEW Collision from Saturday night. I went and forgot to give my pick for the match of the week. I was doing good there for the first few weeks or so since I started it. But then yesterday I got busy talking about Collision and I went and forgot about it. So my pick for match of the week, even though it's a day late, better late than never, like they say. And there's a few, I guess you could call them either runners-up or honorable mentions maybe. And from the New Beginning in Osaka, Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. Also, Kazuchika Okada and Hiroshi Tanahashi in Okada's one of his last matches in New Japan. Also, the Dog Pound Cage match. Definitely gotta make that a candidate. That was wild and crazy, long, but I did not seem that long. I was so into that match, even though it was about maybe, I don't know, I think about that time was maybe close to 6 a.m. or so, and I was so into that match, and it did not seem that long. And that's how you can tell a match is really great, if it's a long one like that and it just breezes by, doesn't drag at all. And Wednesday night on Dynamite, the AEW World Tag Team Championships were on the line. Sting and Darby Allin defeating Absolute Ricky Starks and Big Bill for the AEW World Tag Team titles. But the one match I decided to pick for my match of the week was the number one contender match for the AEW World Championship. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. Even though there was no winner in the match, it was a 30-minute time limit draw with both superstars becoming the number one contender, and will face Samoa Joe in a three-way match for the AEW World Championship at the Revolution pay-per-view. I thought it was a really great match, and the storytelling was done very well. Swerve Strickland telling Prince Nana not to get involved because he wanted to beat Hangman on his own. And the spot with Strickland down on the floor, the referee counting, and Prince Nana all of a sudden starts doing his dance to kind of give Swerve some strength and power to be able to get in the ring at the last second and break the count. So that was my pick for match of the week. Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page from AEW Dynamite. Hopefully my pick for match of the week next week will be on time on Sunday, as it normally is next week. And today is Monday, so real quick, gonna preview tonight's WWE Monday Night Raw. And Raw will be live tonight from the Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. And we will have more qualifying matches for the Elimination Chamber. LA Knight will go one-on-one with Ivar. Bobby Lashley will battle Big Bronson Reed. And in the women's qualifying matches for the Elimination Chamber, we will have Liv Morgan versus Zoe Stark. And the New Day will team up with Jey Uso to face Imperium in a 6-man tag. R-Truth will take on JD McDonough and more. That's all tonight. WWE Monday Night Raw. Live 8 p.m. Eastern on USA. And I do hope to have a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic tonight, talking all about tonight's WWE Monday Night Raw. Just a reminder, in case you missed it over the weekend, I did a show last night actually talking about Saturday's Collision and New Japan Pro Wrestling, the new beginning in Osaka. Not going to do a full recap about the show, but just before I left, I didn't wake up in time to watch it live, unfortunately, but I was watching on demand on NJPW World. Today was the first of the Fantastic Mania shows, the joint shows between New Japan Pro Wrestling and CMLL. Those shows, I wouldn't say those are the biggest shows of the calendar year, but they usually do have some very entertaining matches on the cards most years. So those will be taking place on New Japan World. And February 23rd is the next New Beginning show, New Beginning in Sapporo, which will feature Nick Nemeth's in-ring and JPW debut. So that is all for this Monday morning episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Remember, in the comment section, if you want, you can leave your thoughts and your opinions on AEW Saturday Collision and New Japan Pro Wrestling New beginning in Osaka from over the weekend, or just anything pro wrestling you want to talk about in the comment section, either right here on Spreaker or on YouTube or wherever you listen to 360 Wrestling Podcast at. You can leave your thoughts, or you can even email me if you want, 360 Wrestling Podcast at gmail.com. Of course, the best way to keep up with 360 Wrestling Podcast is on the X at 360 Wrestling Pod. As soon as there's a new episode right here on Spreaker, it gets posted out on X, so you can see that right away and go listen to it as soon as it comes out. But once again, that's all for today's episode. Hope to be back tonight talking Raw on 360 Wrestling Fanatic, and we'll be back tomorrow morning for the Tuesday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. But until tomorrow, have a great pro wrestling day.